Radiant team back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the CI6, the TI6 European Playoff Qualifiers. It's Escape Gaming versus Team Finem, and it's all come down to this. We're in the lower bracket final. Winner of this moves on into the grand final to face Alliance in a best of 5, where the winner will get a secured trip to Seattle to compete at TI6. The loser at that match will still be able to make it into the wild card, but this one, well, one team moves on, one team goes home. Will Cinderin be able to return to TI as a player, or will there be the first team from Greece to make it into a Valve event?
I would say this game's like almost more important than the grand finals.
It's huge deal here, and unfortunately could be a very heartbreaking one for either team. So let's get into it. As you heard, that's Mr. Merlini joining myself, Coddle Guy, and here we go, Ben. We've had quite an interesting series here. This almost building its own little individual meta in itself. As we actually, so would you say in game number 2, Finem did a nice job being able to draft more responsive to Escape Gaming? I mean, we saw it a bit there, the last pick Storm, and obviously they kept that Tinker in check. Maybe just kind of repeating a bit of the trend of that in this game number 3 could lead them to some success.
They also didn't give Escape Timbersaw. Timbersaw, they just had huge issues with draft-wise and play-wise, so I think that our bans were a lot better. And Finem will have first pick this time, Escape with second pick.
And with their first pick, they grab up the Faceless Void. Does allow Escape to pick up their precious Cinder and Dazzle, and then of course a signature Yapzor pick in the Earth Spirit here. So they're going to show off their support duo right off the bat. It's a pretty solid support duo, though. You don't really see a lot of flaws. They have great, early roaming and ganking potential, and of course they have the defensive capability of the Dazzle. So you kind of had to show your support hand. That's not the worst giveaway right there. What would you say would be a flaw for that duo?
I don't know. There's not really that many. They can't play greedily, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, they can't jungle, and well, I guess Dazzle can't really move around that much, so it's not super aggressive. But yeah, team fight's like okay. Damage is okay. It's just very well balanced.
Yeah.
There's not really a huge weakness aside from they don't have any great strengths. It's just like decent at pushing, decent at roaming, decent at saving, decent at everything.
I just have to see what they can add to this duo to really make it shine here or not. But at the NEM, already with that Void grab, and already beginning to think a bit on what they want to do with their secondary grab or not. In the
maybe ET.
I was just thinking that, yeah, ET.
To combo with the Faceless Void.
Prevents Terrorblade on Escape, obviously.
Yeah, they might not want to versus Dazzle though, because Natural Order gets destroyed by Weave. But I still think it's still nice to combo with the Faceless Void. It makes the core's life very difficult. You can't pick a lot of like Terrorblade and Morphling are, for example, pretty terrible versus it.
I was just thinking to myself also, I'm like, dude, did they play Wisp at all? And they do grab it here, so
they don't play Wisp.
I don't see them play Wisp very often at all. Where is he? I don't even see him on that list right there.
It's just one time in the last month.
One time in the last month?
Over the last 3 months, they have played it a fair amount. It is their third most played hero in the last 3 months.
Okay, so they'll have to shake off a little bit of rust, but something they're obviously pretty well versed with.
They like it with the Sven. It looks like the most of all their heroes.
Yeah, Slark also is an okay pairing with it, and a classic Madara grab.
Yeah. And a little bit of Tiny, of course.
Absolutely. Can't have a Wisp player without having a Tiny to kind of pair up with it. The peanut butter and jelly combo, I like to say. Moving into the second phase of bans, Escape get rid of the Death Prophet. This comes after Finem, since they're apparently not going to be making that 4-position commitment to the Elder Titan. It looks like they'll just get rid of the Terrorblade, so they don't have to worry about that. And we'll have to see where they want to really take it from here.
Their drafts are very centered around Qualifier, so like a lot of the bans will be targeted against Qualifier, and a lot of the bans from Escape will be looking to help out Qualifier a little bit. But what else has he played besides Timber, Lone Druid, Tinker? Yeah, we've seen a decent amount Invoker. We've seen some Juggernaut from him. Juggernaut might be the most stable pick for them. I would say, just because you have to play around a Juggernaut. Juggernaut can play around your team, and I think Escape should play a lot better around that. Sometimes they do have like these sort of strategies where they do play around Qualifier, but Dota's become more and more of a team game every single patch, and having like one super farm core who carries you isn't as reliable as before.
Obviously, Jug does have some awesome kill potential paired with like an Earth Spirit in the early game. I think that's slow to pair along with the Blade Fury is pretty nice. And they do decide to ban out that Sven that you were talking about before to typically pair up with the Wisp on the side of AF, but AF respond by getting rid of the mighty Alkir. So
do Escape want to go with Slardar again as the question here? They have the Dazzle on their side this time, which is much better than playing against a Dazzle.
It seems like one of the more obvious grabs, being able to pair it with that armor.
Yeah, because they have to pick first coming out of this phase, so they might not want to reveal too much about what they want to do. What else is pretty good? You can also put what other cores are good at dealing with the Wisp? Yeah, Juggernaut's fine. Juggernaut's good at dealing with Wisp. They can play it in multiple positions.
Yeah,
it's very good for Qualifier.
Yeah, the flexibility is there for sure.
The team play.
So I'm gonna pull out another bold call. Think it'd be too far-fetched at this point for Ephraim to consider something like an AA. Typically with the Faceless Void, pretty good against the Dazzle, good against the Ward of Jug.
A is great. The only problem with that is that Escape might aggro.
Yeah,
because they see Wisp AA, but I still would like the AA pick. And Finem might kind of dodge that, I suppose. But yeah, I think AA is great.
Yeah, outside of that,
just makes their lanes weak.
Yeah, that is true.
So what cores are good for Juggernaut? I guess Slark is also like pretty decent if they wanted to go for that. It's also pretty good versus Juggernaut. So we see Bane. Bane, very strong support that can run around. I like that from Spartan. I think he plays better on the playmaker supports as opposed to the reactive supports. I've seen him on Dazzle a couple times, but I don't know. It just doesn't like his alley. He doesn't like sitting back and saving people. He likes killing people.
He likes getting all over the place and doing the dirty work.
It's a really good setup for relocate though.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was just gonna say that too. Is any sort of sleep setup's very nice. We already know Bane to be like that enforcer in the lane too, so he's just a problem child, and a solid fit in right now for the AF group. So something Escape have to prepare for. You know, you can't put too much onto your like BKB heroes. There's always going to be an answer for it now. I mean, Faceless Void and Bane. So
yeah, it's very important versus spin because Juggernauts will push out super aggressively if they can just spin TP, and if they see Void on the map, boom, I'll spin TP, no problem. Relocate might not come in time with the cast point of the Faceless Void ultimate, so Bane can kind of sit behind towers or smoke behind or Glimmer Cape in and just set up on the Juggernaut very easily.
So I imagine they'll probably go for the Hezu hero here. I mean, we've already mentioned the Slardar before. Does that still seem like the appealing grab even with the Bane there?
I think Slardar's still great.
Hezu has a decent hero pool. It's not too far deep. He started off being very big with like a Faceless Void and Darkseer. Obviously, you know, in this day and age, you got to be good with the Beastmaster, so he has that up his sleeve. And we saw Timbersaw earlier, but now you start to dig a little bit deeper down that list.
Tidehunter maybe.
And Tide and Slardar seem like the two prominent options. Tide would be okay against a Wisp lineup.
I'd actually like Brood for Escape. Brood plus Dazzle is like super problematic for these supports.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they play Brood.
Oh, Slardar.
So yeah, Slardar is the stable. It's a safe one.
Yeah,
but I think a Brood pick would have like, kind of crushed Finem.
Well, now they get to amp up some serious physical damage on the back of this Jug, paired together with the Dazzle. They have even more Roche potential, of course, being on the Dire side. That's going to help. Now, this means all 3 games Finem have been on the Radiant, huh? Yep. Very interesting. And there's going to be the Tiny, so this time it will be Tiny Wisp for the Greeks. Your hefty burst. I wonder how they like to play this, though. They don't run... I don't know if they run the both in the mid lane here or not.
I think Juggernaut can do okay versus the lane with the travel time on Avalanche. I guess maybe you might get tossed into an Avalanche by Tiny, but he should still feel pretty safe and not too vulnerable, and maybe pluck a CS here and there.
The Escape Gaming wager that, you know, maybe they'll do something else and ban out the TA just to be safe. The immediate response is getting rid of the Tidehunter here. So obviously still giving respect to Escape Gaming and the flexibility and that you know, Era could technically play the Slardar, and Qualifier could take the jug to the mid lane, so they still have an option if they wanted to go for that. But now when you eliminate another option for Kazoo, it makes it pretty likely that he's going to have to stick with the Slardar here. And we're going to see another Storm Spirit game here for Thug. I mean, obviously another way to easily set up your relocate ganks. He's there to kind of scout things out, make the bold jump, and then you get the follow-up in from the Tiny Wisp. And still can contribute a lot from the outside of the Chrono. Lots of setup here for AF.
They don't have that much lockdown in Escape, and they need more lockdown, I think. I don't know if they're going to do, though.
For Escape?
Yeah, I think to deal with the Storm Spirit. If it was just a Storm Spirit, it'd be okay, but it's a Storm Spirit plus a Wisp. So Wisp can just sit in mid and protect them from the Earth Spirit.
Okay, so it looks like they will grab Invoker for Qualifier and give Era the Juggernaut now. So the Invoker for Storm Spirit matchup in the mid lane. And doesn't really help a whole lot in the lockdown department, but
pretty even draft, I'd say. They don't have any like huge things to throw at Chronosphere. The Chronosphere is just a setup for the other teammates to like come in and get their spells off around the outskirts of the Chronosphere, as opposed to like 3 people dying inside the Chrono.
And you know, and for Finem, it's a lot on the Tiny to be able to pull out the real damage in the late game. For Escape, it's a lot on the Jug, so I can see where it does feel like things are pretty even from both fronts.
Yeah, pretty even. Both teams have like 3 fairly greedy cores, 1 defensive support. I think the Advent have a lot more mobility, and Escape have slightly better team fight and way better Roche potential. So yeah, I think this is one game I think the draft is pretty even.
And on game 3, you couldn't ask for a better opportunity for a more split and even draft here. Are we going to have a pause to start? It would be right if we didn't, but nonetheless, let's fly through some of these early predictions here. Total number of smoke ganks.
Not had that one yet. I have no idea.
Oh my god. I'll do casual 5 to 8.
Okay, sure.
Sounds pretty good. Time of the first tower. 501 to 8 is always a safe bet for that, I feel.
Yeah, I would say maybe 8 to 11.
No early talents. I know you like to look out to see the talents based on that.
No, I'd say 8 to 11. I'm a first barracks destruction.
They don't have a very push-heavy lineup. I'm going to go 30 to 40.
Yeah, 30 to 40 sounds safe.
And then finally, team with the most runes picked up by 10.
Generally the Wisp lineup.
Yep.
So let's go with Ad Venom.
All right. And away we go here. Last 2 games we had the early smoke movement. This time Escape is through the old-fashioned way, running right in. They're running to Madara. Madara's in a lot of trouble. He tosses out the Earth Spirit, but that's not going to help his own self. He goes down. Kazoo picks up the first blood, and it's going to be quickly responded by a takedown onto that Earth Spirit. He's like, if you're going to take me, I'm going to take this guy by throwing him right towards my team. And away we go into game number 3.
Not so bad for either side. Slardar, I guess, will have early boots, though, so that makes the planar life very, very difficult. Or offlane zoning life very difficult.
He's a Bane, though, so he's got his own little finesse of being able to deal with it. I've never seen that Bane set before. That is crazy looking. That must be new. Got a crazy collar pop and everything. All right.
TI6, gift for Mario, Ad Venom. Dedication road to TI6.
All right, let's see if he can get Mario back the gift of being able to represent Greece at TI, the first Valve event that Greece can really put on a strong showing here.
Uh-oh, their safe lane is really weak, though, if they don't have Bane there, because it's just a Wisp, and Wisp is dealing with a Sora with boots.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, no thanks.
So
he's going to get a lot of XP on farm, it looks like. Unless Bane is committed, he's trying to scout out Earth Spirit's rotation. Earth Spirit has his Reservoir Ward, doesn't want to make it super obvious as to where he's placing it, but unbeknownst to him, Bane has placed an Reservoir Ward near the neutrals. Maybe he will have known if he checked that the spawn was blocked.
Yeah, I guess he follows him down towards the bottom. It's going to be a tough life for Bane in the early game because he has to kind of keep tabs on where that Earth Spirit's going to be to kind of assist. Because if he makes jumps towards Storm Spirit in the mid lane before he gets to his own level 6, could run into a bit of trouble having to deal with the Invoker too. So, and that's where Yapzor is going. So there is kill potential for him in this mid lane if he does connect. And he will make the go, does connect. And now the right clicks do begin. With the Orb of Venom and a potential Sunstrike, it's going to be off the mark. Not going to be good enough, but they will still get Thug, it looks like. Does get the kill at the end, but will not be able to get the XP for it. So, good start. Game even once more, but a better trade that favors Escape Gaming.
Yeah, it's not so bad for Storm. He's still like almost even on net worth and Invoker. It's just the level difference, which is not that big right now, but after this wave will be like slightly ahead for Qualifier. No big. But that was a nice play, though.
It goes in right again. But obviously this time Quick will be a little bit low on the mana department, so can't really follow with much else. Meanwhile, Bane, who had shifted to that bottom lane, sees Kezu waiting up for that 2-minute rune. Yeah, you're not going to get that rune. I'm going to put you to sleep, take it myself, and walk the hell out of here. So thank you very much. And Kezu's going to have to walk himself back. Meanwhile, mid lane, another 3 for 3 on these rolling boulders from Yapzor. And now he's level 2 because he was able to participate in that first kill, and they get another kill. Uh-oh. It's Quakefa with a bit of a revenge from that Tinker game in game number 2.
Yep, that's pretty bad. And someone needs to pull on with TP scroll so he can get back to lane. Looks like that's already been done. Maybe the Wisp, but a lot of this is the byproduct of the Slaughter having first blood. Normally you'll see like a 2-on-2 in the mid lane, but the Bane is like the stronger support at this point. I'd maybe like to see Spartan head over to the mid lane and do the stacks on those two camps while trying to keep the Storm Spirit safe. I think that would be much safer for Adfinem, but it looks like they'll rotate the Bane instead.
Alright, I was curious if Yapzor was going to go for that roll. It came off cooldown and a bit sooner before the Time Walk is going to be there, but it's just enough to force Skylark to be zoned out from the lane here, so... like we saw from Spartan in game number 2, it's Yapzor this time who's making the mileage on his position 4, running around and being a bit of a nuisance across the board, and already back towards this mid lane once again, able to pick up. And now the Bane's going to be here as the safety net for Thug. Obviously, we'll need it, being brought down twice.
Why did... Oh my goodness, Invoker bought 2 set of boots. Okay, he just sold it. Oh my.
So buy one, get one, half off sale. Thug, though, hits with another rolling boulder, but this time the Bane will be there. He actually tries to sleep out Thug to keep him alive, but that's not going to work. Thug goes down again.
Yeah, I mean, maybe next time has to like sit right in lane with him. They've let him die 3 times. That's just need stacks, I suppose, but Tiny really wants those stacks as well.
That's true.
But see, that's like the trade-off of having the Bane there instead of the IO. I think like IO can come in from longer range and actually heal him up instead of 1 second invulnerability from the Bane. But as long as they get something from this Tiny, they should be okay with that. But that's going to be a very, very early Midas coming up from Invoker at this pace.
Yeah, and it's looking like one of those kind of games where, you know, Escape could be winning on all 3 fronts. You know, with that Slaughter of First Blood, rolling boulder, it'll be the first miss from Yapzor, and he also misses on the boulder smash. There's going to be the stun toss combo, but not nearly enough damage to really make any sort of serious impact. And there's a new Mango, so just in case he needs to go in for round 2. But nonetheless, as was mentioned before, you know, with Kezu getting the first blood in the early boots, now he has Tranquils built up. Quakefa being blessed now with a couple of kills and going for an early Midas. And obviously in their top lane, where we see Jug at the highest CS, this looks like Escape Gaining, who are winning on all 3 fronts.
And it's smart for them to pick up multiple raindrops too. Raindrops is extremely good versus Storm, and extremely good versus the Tiny.
Oh yeah.
And as long as they minimize their deaths, they should be able to cruise on into past the early game fairly easily. And I really like it on Yapzor. Those raindrops, although
absolutely, he
maybe
can commit
he had like some HP regen instead.
Well, he has a salve now, but you're absolutely right. Something I haven't really... I like to play Respire a lot, but I've yet to kind of really play a lot with the potential of those raindrops. But you get the mana regen, and you can dive in without having to worry about eating too much of that counter damage. So, with that, we'll see where Yapzor looks to take his business next. It looks like it will be towards the bottom lane, while there's going to be a little bit of a recovery here for Thug. But we'll touch base here. Is there any stacks built up? Nope. Not really looking like it right now for AF, so... We'll have to see how long they want to wait before they find some side recovery farm here.
I think Yapzor just chilling in the middle lane. However, they have dropped a reserve reward on the Radiant side, and with this, they won't be able to spot out that Earth Spirit rotation. I bet Thug wished he had that earlier.
Yeah, he's got 2 wards now from both sides. Really want to make sure they have that safety net for him. Synderen will be able to snag up the 6-minute rune. Skylark was close, but unfortunately he'll have to let that one slide, and he'll have to just walk himself back to lane the old-fashioned way here, about half on his life, but not able to be close enough for any sort of easy XP. They even have that ward up there to kind of make sure they keep check on this Faceless Void. It's actually about to expire in about 14 seconds, so they won't have it much longer, but nonetheless, Faceless Void will have to kind of do the long walk of shame back to the base here. You compare what he has, he's level 4, almost level 4.5. Kezu getting closer to his level 6 now.
But that's a 6-minute Midas for Quakefa, and this will allow Yapzor to take the lane mid. Might be in a little bit of danger because Thug is already level 6, but they're getting a lot more out of the map than Finem at this point in the game. 2,000 gold lead and growing.
So what can Finem do to kind of try to run this one back? I know you gotta
Get 6 on Wisp and Tiny.
get the level 6.
6 on Wisp, Void, and Bane. They have a lot of kill potential set up, so like net worth difference is not that big a deal because Storm Spirit can easily TP to a lane with one of these 3 setups and gank them. And Invoker is pretty vulnerable to IO relocate gank, so is Slardar, and looks like his Blink Dagger is not going to come out super early despite the early first blood.
Wisp might be the first one to kind of help out in the support department, at least, in getting that level 6. He's able to kind of tag team here with Madara on some of these camps, and with him sharing that XP, he'll get that relocate sooner than later. And then, as mentioned, he should be able to maybe find some relocate opportunities across the other lanes. Skylark, though, is going to continue to be kind of nipped here. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Going to be forced to time walk back and away, and even Bane has to temporarily rotate in, but we'll quickly cancel it out. They'll have to continue to wait. Yap Sword, keep rolling. And unfortunately not going to get the catch there. But
that ward paying dividends.
Yeah. That ward helps out. And he'll be able to sidestep away. Thug makes his return now, but we'll have to wait and see. But with him is level 6, and with this Wisp relocate coming online, the setups are going to be here soon for AF.
If he's just 1 stack away, so Tiny just stacked this 8-minute camp, and Wisp will tether. This should be level 6 if Kezu's not in range. It might be a little bit close, but this could be the setup. Looks like Tower will be taken down on top. Unfortunately for them, they weren't able to get that level 6 chrono timing with that first relocate, and yeah, Fates of Void actually suffering in the way in terms of XP, and they're actually smoked behind. They have Reserve Ward behind. They do not see these 2 heroes.
Crush in for Madara. There's the roll. There's the kick, and my goodness, he goes
and
down
he
fast.
relocated out. So this is
oh no!
Might be a chain
yeah. Oh no! This is going to be easily a double takedown.
They TP down Skylark.
Oh, they actually didn't get him. He actually tethered over to Skylark. Nice.
That was a nice save.
Very nice save.
However, still losing your Tiny at this point in the game.
Yeah, not good.
Not good. They missed their timing though.
And
too many early deaths.
Oh, the Wisp could not fully tether too far towards Skylark, and they're going to continue their chase. There's the crush. And
this is perfect opportunity for Storm to chase though.
He goes in. Can he get any sort of cleanup duty? Looking to go for Cinderin. Has the grave. Can he get it off? Yes, he can. No TP though. So
they really want Kezu.
He goes down. And Kezu up on the other side gets a creep tossed onto his noggin, but is able to get the sprint off here. A man on the run. Can they get the fugitive fish? Where's he gonna go? Find a place to TP, boy. This tree looks good, and he'll make it out. All right. Whoa, what was that?
Madara did not do a good job there. Of the Slardar like kind of ran close to him, but he was scared of missing his avalanche, and he didn't cast his stun.
Oh,
but escape. They got what they came for. They got a Tiny kill. They got a tower kill, and only losing a Dazzle. That is perfectly great for them. Kezu, with that save, will be just 300 gold away from the Blink Dagger. That is super early.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to take down stacks right now.
Yeah, and then while this has been happening, Qualifier has continued to truck in the farm right now, and he's got drums built up. And mid lane looks like AF will be able to go on the offensive. It costs them a Fiend's Grip, but it will be able to prolong that Blink Dagger just a little bit longer.
Wow, what a clutch kill right there.
Yeah, very necessary if AF wanted to kind of break the momentum of escape from being able to really flourish into the mid game.
And now they have relocate up on top. If there's only a solo hero that defends up here, they can easily come in. Oh, they actually relocate on bottom.
I know, it's juked me out, and they're going to be able to get the kill on the Era. So nice to set up there with the assistance of Thug. And suddenly a couple of kills being strung together, and look at that, pings out on mid, a sleep is set up. Bane's waiting for it. He doesn't have a Fiend's Grip, but now the rotations are coming. They're going to get the silence. They're going to get the smash. Madara's here now. Stun goes out. Catches Cinderin and Kezu, but they still will be able to finish out the Bane. But now a jump in from Skylark. Connects with nice. Chrono onto 3. We'll get the 1 finish, but Kezu makes his own jump and is able to get the grab onto the Wisp. And now Yapsor under the tower, tossed up and down, but they want Madara, and they'll get it. Kezu picks up that one too. You prolong my Blink Dagger, but I'll take a couple of your names, and I will get all that money right back into my pocket.
Not the best chrono coming out from Skylark. They did not have their combo up to capitalize on that. They also did not have their Storm to clean up the weak heroes. He did get an easy Sin kill, but that is not worth it in the grand scheme of things. And Kezu with his tower pickup should be able to get his Blink Dagger, unless Finem can respond in time.
We'll see. Nope.
Radiant's middle tower has
Looks
fallen.
like they will not be able to have an answer.
Synderen trying to place wards. He is in real deep.
Synderen, please.
It's very obvious where he placed that ward, or that he
instantly
was in the
pinged
area.
out. And I'm sure that will be taken care of. Oh, no. Coming up a bit short. Oh, and drops another.
My.
Uh-oh.
Why did they not chase him up that hill? I guess maybe scared of like an Omni Slash or something like that. But now the threat's continuing to come out from Escape. With the Blink Dagger, they're going to have to make some great relocate plays to try and stall out Escape. They're in a lot of trouble at this moment. Invoker is massive.
Yeah. And the Hitman squad already on the move here. Smoked up. Escape. Look to continue to really build up this momentum here. But it looks like they'll have to turn back and away. Once they notice that nobody's in the neighborhood, they go right for the Roche instead. Obviously with the early amp damage, it will make it pretty easy.
Look at Koiba's items 12 minutes in. Midas bot's drunk. That is insane.
He is out for redemption from that Tinker game, it feels like. It's just...
Yep, and I think they probably give him the Aegis as well. Yep.
Boom. With that takedown, Quikba, 7.2k in net worth above everyone else. Escape Gaming at about 6k in net worth, and XP not too much further ahead, but nonetheless, they are winning in the economy game.
So now I think Advent will have to kind of go back to their game one strategy of just trying to get picks on the side, use Chrono for solo kills, use Fiend's Grip for solo kills if they aren't as 5, and with a blink on the Tiny, they can also look for even more solo kills. But that depends on Escape not being.
Yeah, I was just saying that, but Escape are just they don't play like they just play as 5. So.
But they can't push high ground. They just get a free T2. But I don't even know it's free because Madara's already beating on it top, and maybe it's set up way behind enemy lines. But they actually see a TP in coming out from the Slardar. He could be walking into a trap.
Aha! Puts him to sleep. Yapsor. Oop. We'll see what's going on. Oh no! Had he boulder smashed out in that direction, he might have been able to cancel it.
He was expecting a
Fiend's Grip, yeah, but not there. Well, I mean, you can still boulder smash and then silence the grip, of course, but
yeah, he was trying to boulder smash like he was waiting for I think a
pull
relocate.
and kick it forward. Yeah.
I think he was waiting for like it would be like a grip and they're relocating or something like that.
Ah, okay.
Or a storm maybe coming in, but.
Yeah, storms.
That's weird. You don't like sleep TP behind a T2.
Yeah.
So
just a bit of an awkward situation there, but nothing will really come out of it though. And we just have to see, for the sake of Finem, if they are going to be able to find any sort of pick-off potential or not. We have Skylark hanging here. They're just hoping that maybe Koifa will be doing this lane solo, and that's not the case. He does have people behind him, but good for AF. They have that deep ward. They can see that there's reinforcements nearby, and
he has Aegis, so they definitely should not go on him.
Yeah.
They need to kill, I would say Era would be the best one for them with a Blink initiation or a Fiend's Grip. Yeah. He is their ideal target at the moment. Keza already has a Blink Dagger, so he's whatever. Skylark, they are looking, they see these two heroes. This could be a good Chrono opportunity for them. They also have vision on them on the low ground.
Okay. It's not going to be easy. If they
he's
just
waiting for them to walk up into that territory.
Oh, Courier? Nearby.
Not worth.
No.
He doesn't want to give away the position. He just did, though.
Yeah. So, Escape will continue parading down the northern front here, going for the tier 2. They've really ramped up the objective gaming to try to, reduce the amount of map available here for Adfinem, but Adfinem continue to find their own trades. Here, Madara's kind of knocking on this tier 2, but looks like he'll have to withdraw as soon as the Wisp
he might get
TP
a
out.
Courier. Skylark, we'll see the Dire Courier.
He's still here.
Yeah,
now he's going to make his move to cut it off. Can he get the little Rex? The Rex is moving fast. He's going for it.
Don't kill your T-Rex, brethren.
No. His faceless baby will make it away, and he TPs the hell out of there. Just smacks him once on the bottom.
So fighting into Escape in a 5-on-5 situation at this point is suicide. Even if you get like a 3-man Chrono, including the Invoker, I still think they'll lose the fight pretty badly. They need Storm to get more items to catch up, get a couple of kills, get some Bloodstone charges, and then they'll be okay. Era narrowly dodges a gank coming out from them, and escape, they have to be careful about where their cores are. Or Spirit Pickoff, Dazzle Pickoff's not that big a deal, but Invoker dying twice, or dying as his Aegis expires, or Juggernaut especially dying is not a good play for them. And they will smoke right under the Observer Ward.
Dire's middle tower is under
Whoa!
attack.
So
I think they might actually go on Quakefoot up top, though, if they see him with the Observer Ward. This would be a great reactive play to the smoke, because he's waiting to BOT in on the people. And
Bug creeping up
Bug's
there.
not the
Oh,
same.
Forge Spirits could scout him out though. Jumps back in behind, and it looks like Quakefoot will take his business elsewhere as he heads back towards under the ward though.
Madara's waiting for them to approach up this hill. Kezu
Yeah.
smoke might pop at this exact moment.
There it is. And they're not sure where to go about it, so he just sprints and heads the other way. But, you know, because of the bonus vision, Finem will avoid the smoke movement.
That could have been a disaster.
Could have been. Problem is though, you know, they're able to dodge these attempts, but they need to find ways to get kills and make money, because every time I click on Quakefoot, he's got new items, man.
Yeah, they're making money on Finem. Look at the network for the last 10 minutes. Is not maybe not last 10, like last 9 minutes. Yeah.
Plateaued pretty good.
So they need Storm to catch up, and like 10,000 gold on Storm is more important than 10,000 gold on Invoker at this point.
Tier 2, this will be the final outer tower for Finem
Radiant's middle
to go
tower
down.
has fallen.
And this will signify the Aegis expiring. So quick, let's be a little bit careful here in case he does get chronoed out. They do know that it's about to expire.
Okay, Kezu's made a jump for Madara at the top lane though, and he has no wisp nearby. They amped him up, and I think he's as good as dead here. Yapster also has his blink now.
Storm jumping in really far. He will catch out Syndrin, but will they get the prize Quakefoot kill? Skylark looking for the Chronosphere.
Nah, he keeps it in his pocket. He eats a lot of damage from that meteor, but they found another target on Spartan, and he just gets blown the hell up. Kezu picks up a double kill with that, and now they rush on forward. Oh, it's 1 by 1. Skylark still hanging around the neighborhood.
It's because he doesn't have max time walk. That is a build that we do see a lot of Faces Voids go, but sometimes the risk isn't worth the reward. You get a little bit more farm, you farm a little bit faster, but that's only if you're in a situation where it actually beating on creeps a lot. It would have certainly helped to have it there.
And Escape do not press themselves towards the mid lane, and continue to play this one probably a bit more disciplined. I mean, it is game 3 after all, and the winner of this game is going to Seattle. Loser, they get to stay home. And
You make it sound like a good thing.
well, you don't get to win millions of dollars from home, unfortunately. And, you know, it's not easy for Finem right now to find these relocate setups, these chrono setups, but they'll continue to grind their farm so that those opportunities become a bit easier here. Agdam's soon to come up for Madara. I'm sure the Ags is done on Quakefoot it is with about 700 gold. Also reserved. Where's Era at with his farm? He's got his Manta. And he must have just picked something else up here. It looks like he's going for the Battle Fury. That's interesting. I mean, do you think it's just to accelerate the farm even further? That's not really necessary for any serious cleave damage unless you just want to get the most of your
this
omni.
is a farming game
Yeah.
at this point, because at Finem, they want to get pickoffs, but Escape aren't giving the opportunity, and they just want to keep getting further and further ahead of gold because they have the edge in fights.
He gets jumped on. He gets silenced. Dunk's here to try to help out. Magnetize does come in. Kezu, very low. Going to be forced back. They toss on forward. They will get that one. Well, Skylark's able to get the chrono off. He still will go down to the Magnetize in the end, but that Magnetize does continue. He's got 2 more rocks to help refresh it, but the relocate will help bail out Finem from any other pressure here. But maybe not for maybe next time. Even more. Oh, dodges the Sunstrike. Dodges the Tornado.
He
His
dodged.
Magnetize is not going to be enough. Meanwhile, the Wisp gets the kill, taking out that Dazzle in the mid lane. They're still hunting here. He dodges the Deafening Blast.
And he dodged a Boulder Smash before
This
that.
guy's the Matrix for sure.
The in and out weave. He dodged 4 spells there.
That's pretty impressive.
That's
But
very impressive.
unfortunately, though, they did lose a bit. They were able to get 2 kills.
It's
though.
just a Void Death, whatever. That's great. If you're at Finem, you got Slardar. Slardar's big.
And now they can live the fight on and go back into their grind to farm. But Dar's Agdam's now done.
Once he gets the Orchid, he can start making solo plays on the Earth Spirit and the Dazzle, as well as a Slardar. Juggernaut has Manta Spin, so he's not really full.
I like this though. Yapster's already making the move to pick up the Yules just for that very reason too. So
Yeah.
Great for setup, obviously. I mean, this is the crit buildup that we've been seeing since Dream League, where you have the blink to obviously connect with an easier boulder smash, and then Yules could do various things. Get rid of the silence, obviously, and also make it for a very easy boulder smash slash grip setup. So good answer, and that's pretty damn farmed Earth Spirit.
So at this point, Finem might be willing to take a fight at the Roach Pit, but I guess they won't really be able to be in a position to do so because I think they're strong enough, but not with this sort of positioning. No wards, no anything in that area. So does Qualifier even have room for it anymore?
Yeah, it looks like he will drop to make room, getting rid of the null. And at top lane is where we see Finem pressuring and taking, almost got the deny, but they will get that tower down, and they're coming.
Waiting for Era to come out with a solo hero to grip, but he will not present that opportunity, sensing that gank out. So the cores are playing pretty smart at Escape. They're not giving them like these opportunities that Finem are looking for. And early gem pickup coming out from Escape, very necessary at this point with the way that Finem are playing. And it would even be even more necessary if Tiny were going for that same build, but probably dissuaded from the Shadow Blade.
Uh-oh, here they come. They're looking to catch anyone from behind the tower. First to get the tower, and we'll make it out. Again, goes for the grip, so without leading with the boulder smash first, maybe could have canceled that TP, but looks like Spartan will be able to find on for another day.
It was hard to see him TP right there.
Yeah, I bet.
Because he did a tether TP, so his TP animation was like a little bit away from him.
Uh-oh. Nearby, it looks like they've spotted Skylark farming camps. Will Yapsor consider making the jump? They have that vision up on the high ground, but it looks like the backup is not close enough for him to make any sort of deep commitment.
I wonder what Qualifier gets next. Maybe Scythe, I think. Scythe is insanely good at killing Void and Storm Spirit.
Yeah.
It's kind of the tool that they need. Like a BOT into Blink Scythe will be able to deal with any sort of threat that Finem throws at them, and like they might even feel safe with the Faceless Void being able to kernel them. But if he gets a quick Hex off, it could easily swing a team fight. I don't know what else would be better for him. We see Octarine a lot, but I think
Octarine if you want to be the flashy guy,
Yeah, but they don't need Octarine. They don't need the flashy. They just need the control.
It's Qualifier though. He's a man on revenge. We'll see.
But he also knows how to win games. And
that's true.
Scythe wins games.
And it's kind of it may be an important game, so probably would be the better call to make an appropriate itemization so you can find ways to lock down.
Looking for a setup on the top lane. There are only two heroes here. Qualifier kind of close by, but they might actually go on. Actually, no. Qualifier has Aegis. No chance.
What happened to that gem? It was
He's
on
the
Yapsor
Slardar right now.
Oh, it's on the Slardar now?
Yep.
Yeah, he's unfortunately not going to be where the wards actually are. And where you might anticipate wards to be for Finem. If they're looking for these kind of setups and relocate plays, you might want to make a sweep with that gem through your own.
Oh, Ketsu's coming through. They will get the ward dewarded, it looks like.
Yeah, okay, good.
Actually, will he? He might not take the right path.
First he's seeing if maybe it might be up on top of the cliff here. Down below, uh-oh. Not close enough.
He didn't see it?
Uh-oh.
That gem range.
They're like, roll up there. Sunstrike. Okay, it's not there.
Wow, they actually do not see it.
Next level wardage from AF. Okay, now he'll head up north.
Nope, I don't
They're
think
just like, where the hell? Now they're going to check this cliff up here, which they'll find the sentry, but...
That's part of the old, like, that's part of the patch change. Like, the gem radius decreased slightly, I believe. And I think you would have seen it with the last one.
Okay. Damn you, Ice Frog! Well, nonetheless, Escape Gaming will still have that ward to allow Finem to get that little bit of extra intel, but Finem have been persistent all the meanwhile, continuing their grind of farm here. And Skylark's been able to accumulate a decent chunk of change at 2,300, but looks like he may be at risk of losing some of that money here. Yapsor is nearby, waiting in the pocket, potentially with a blink, but
they're scared of the
second guessing. Yeah, I mean, last time they did this, they did end up running into a little bit of trouble here, and without vision on anyone else, they don't know what kind of call to make. The rest of AF are waiting way back inside their base here. Only Skylark is way out this far.
They're wasting a lot of time. Escape have actually...
I mean, for both sides, they're just like, where is everybody?
Oh, Finem know where they are. but Escape really does not know where Finem is, even with the help of the gem. So this allows Tiny to catch back up. He has BKB now. They have the Orchid up on Storm Spirit. He's well on his way to BKB, and the gold lead is only 5,000 now for Finem, and that should be Aegis number 2 that Escape have not been able to do anything with. They really, really want to fight right now, but Finem playing a really nice game of cat and mouse.
What do you think about that pickup? It's Lincoln Sphere is the next item for Qualifier. Interesting.
I would prefer the Scythe, but Lincoln Sphere is, he doesn't want to give away one big kill, I suppose, and it will block, what, Bane, ulti. The thing is, they can still initiate on with the Storm Spirit, like you can just zip onto him, pull while Orchiding, and then the Orchid will stay on him, he'll still die to relocate, so I don't necessarily like this pickup from Invoker. I still think Scythe would be better, but also pretty good versus Grip if you're quick on the finger with a Blink Dagger. And it just depends on how you want to play with the Invoker. If you want to counter gank, then Scythe is better. If you want to split push out and be impossible to kill and just keep on increasing your net worth and net worth and net worth, then you can go for the Lincoln Sphere.
Escape continue their track down this top lane to sweep around for any additional wards, but there are not any to be found. And AF continue to be in their defensive posture here.
I think that Finem will be ready to fight once the BKB comes out on Thug, or if they get a good opportunity with Chrono or Bane ult, which they haven't really been given any at this point. But Roshan number 3 gonna be respawning fairly soon. Finem almost done farming, maybe waiting for that large scale engage, and their BKBs will make quick work of the support. Scan has been used. They will sense out the smoke ink.
Uh-oh.
Okay, maybe they just think it's Storm.
Oh, they actually want to do something about it here. Ooh, Yapsor crosses past with AF and quickly blinks back it away.
Well, they found the ward because of that blink out, and that was nice. Finem are doing a spectacular job of keeping up map control, even though they're behind the net worth and the gem is on the opposite side. Like, they are playing very, very well in this. Like, they lost other T2s, which is great, but the next step is not giving off deaths.
Yeah.
In game number 1, they gave away a lot of deaths. The Slark, the Beastmaster constantly died. This game, they've really cleaned up their play, and the supports are playing amazingly well at threatening Escape too. Not only are they getting farmed, they're actually limiting Escape's farm by threatening with a grip and a relocate and threatening with a chrono and a relocate.
Forcing him to like run around as well, going to scavenger hunt for wards and be congregated, and all the meanwhile AF just continue to farm, and they're winning the farming game on this map. We continue to see the net worth graph just continue to creep up back their way. XP, we're about even.
BKB's up in 300 gold for the Storm Spirit, so maybe this will be the Roche fight that Finem will be willing to take. They still do not have any wards up there, and Synderen has already kind of prepared for the Roshan with the Observer wards placed. So not sure how long it's going to be for a respawn, but Escape already taking control of that area, knowing that is the next play to make. At Finem, they have placed that high ground Tinker ward. I call it Tinker ward even though there's no Tinker in the game, just because it's usually for Tinkers, but that's, you know, it's a good one to place. And now they're grouped up right before the 8-minute mark. This is their time with the two BKBs. Anything could happen in this fight.
Oh man, there's a long jump from Thug. Gets the pull back as Yapsor makes his move. He's able to sidestep the grips and will not get silenced. Now those BKBs come out. Skylark has to trap Madara, but they are going to go for Qualifier here. Time dilation certainly will do a number onto him. And now the Whopping Willow of Madara begins to come through. Disengage, and it looks like Qualifier was able to barely escape on the back of an invis and a blink out. But with a big fight here, either team could follow it up with a big Roche play and really take the initiative in this game. Awkward relocate, it looks like back and below, but with a swift TP out, Escape do manage to escape from any more
that could have been way worse.
Yeah, way worse, and I'm surprised Escape were able to make it away that far. Qualifier somehow makes it away alive.
And they recover the gem on the Yapsor. That's clutch.
That's crazy.
But still, Finem showing that now they have finished farming, now that they have BKBs.
Now they're a problem.
Yeah, now they're a problem.
And Escape were like, we can't do this Roche right now. We need more. We need to be able to take initiative in this fight if we want to be able to have the advantage to do the Roche. Yapsor makes his move, boulder smash, and a grip. That's going to lead to the magnetize, and Era will begin to slash down the big boulder man, but there's going to be a defensive sleep. Jump in, no relocate. Just a tether, trying to keep him alive with a bit of the overcharge, while on the other front they make their move for Yapsor. That's a nice grave from Synderen. We'll keep him alive for now, but he knows he's going to be going down, so he just walks down the valley of the Shadow of Death, I suppose. We'll drop the gem on the deck. They do follow it up with a Synderen kill, and here comes the Greeks as they begin to make their move. Era goes down. Thug jumps over the EMP to try to make chase, but no further kills will be had. Only the 2 supports go down, but this is AF on the up and up from when they were in a huge deficit. And
they have recovered a gem on Bane. That is a big deal. Now Roshan is up, but Escape not feeling very confident at all at this stage of the game. And you, as a start, what's the weakness of these 2 supports? They're weak for BKB. Weave is okay, but BKBs, when you have the blink initiation on a Tiny and the zip on the Storm Spirit, it is a big deal. And now net worth very close to 0, and both teams want to take down this Roshan. Aegis and Cheese going away as Storm Spirit, or another Aegis on Invoker. All things that the other team want to avoid.
Here we are, 32 minutes in, a game coming back to even. Final game. And we'll have to see. Still pretty hesitant, not looking to take any sort of initiative about heading into the Roche pit here. Escape leaves some forward spirits to kind of scout things out, but it looks like we will just see an overall reset from both sides now.
But Doug has a DD on him.
Yes, he does.
That's really bad for the supports. And you mentioned that Earthspear wanted to build a Yules. He had his Void Stone, but he bought the gem, and then he died a couple times, and then he lost the gem, and now he's like kind of in that super poor territory.
Yes, and I know Earthspirit, he can't farm. He needs to farm heroes or be a part of these team fights if he wants to see any sort of gold. And it looks like AF had made their move inside the Roche pit. Obviously Escape do not want them to have this for free. Quakeba will try to zone them back a bit. Dishing out that EMP does force them to hide up and inside their own territory. But Storm Spirit and Roche. Oh! Gets caught up in the high ground and crushed!
Nice Sunstrike.
Very nice. And a relocate as well was committed from Smart here. So now Escape are going to be able to fully move into the pit.
There's still Chronosphere.
Which goes out. Storm's almost back. There's the Chrono. Nicely done. While Madar's looking to finish off the Roche, and it looks like AM will be able to snag it up. They leave the cheese down, and they make their move instead for Era. Gets help from the Grave. Can he make it out in time? Meanwhile, maybe next time going to get hit up from the power of Yapsor, so they go down to the Magnetize. While Madara tries to womp him down. Era heads back into the pit, starts duking it out with Skylark. Skylark needs the Omni, and he will go down. Escape making a fight back right now. Yapsor gets it, Thug, BKB, but he gets popped and he goes down. 4 drop as Era gets a double kill, and they make it a full 5-man wipe, but that's just the Aegis. Can they take it down for the 6-man takedown? It looks like they can, Ben. And it is going to be Escape Gaming taking the biggest fight of this game.
I think Storm maybe should have bought back for that fight. It was pretty greedy for a wait for his Bloodstone, but the timing, like, there's no T2 there, so if he TPs to the T3, there's no way he's going to be able to get there with a lot of mana in time for that fight. If he had picked up the cheese, it might have been a different story. They also, I think, would have killed the Jug. He was really, really low. The Faceless Void was not anticipating Omni Slash. He had like 1,000 HP and cheese, and he tried to time walk it off, but Era was able to slash him down, and now AF back to square one.
Yeah, all that work they had put in to build up like these BKBs and the ammunition to be able to comfortably take these fights and hopefully get the upper hand to be able to take that Roche has been, well, swept away from them.
That DD may have been their downfall. I don't think they would have attempted for Roche without the DD, but because they took it down to a 3rd HP, they were committed to the Roshan fight despite losing the Storm Spirit. And it was a very aggressive maneuver by the Storm Spirit to jump up there without... If he had the gem himself, then maybe, because then he would have seen the Observer Ward on the left side if he had moved around a little bit, but just you know, not really anticipating that he would just die right there and be blown up in a slithering crush.
So now a satisfied Escape Gaming take this moment to step back, breathe, reset here, and probably contemplate a game plan on what they can do to kind of take this momentum and continue to move it on forward. So with that, they're going to get a huge boost of money. Now we see Yaps are able to finish out that Yules.
It's so dangerous for them. They have 3 BKBs now, so they're more than ready for team fights. It's just like pushing high ground against Chronosphere is very difficult.
Yeah, certainly not over, but...
And they don't have a instant disable. If they had a Hex, maybe they could like use it on the Faceless Void because he doesn't have BKB. But because they don't have that any sort of instant disable, like maybe you can count on like a Blink Yules from Earth Spirit, but that's way less reliable than a Hex. They can't really control the Faceless Void in the team fight. He's gonna be able to get a Chrono off at this point. And Advenom at least they got the Aegis and the cheese. Looks like the cheese will be given to the Storm Spirit, and I still think Adfin can fight. Obviously, he took a big blow, but with the right initiation, and maybe like a grip, let's say, before a BKB comes out, and the control of the Dazzle, they can win the team fight.
Okay, they're making their approach, looking to go for Madar. There is help behind in the form of Skylark, who makes the blink in, gets up time dilation, but he gets into silence. Is he going to be able to get up a big chrono before he gets bursted down? It looks like the help with the return of Madar will assist that. Moves in, gets the chrono. Madar is going to get caught under it as Thug tries to right-click down Koifa, but he's not doing the deeps necessary for it. Kazoo is able to isolate Skylark, crushes him down, and now it could be trouble here for AF. They're going to be losing Madar, and they have to hightail it the hell back out and into the base, but Escape are not going to let them. Well, Escape as they catch him with the Yule. There's the Thug kill, and he goes down. A buyback's going to be forced already for both him and the Wisp, as it almost feels like desperation mode now, as Escape make their move into the high ground without having to fear that Chronosphere. Things become a lot easier.
Nice
to be able to breach
from Escape. That BKB popped before the chrono really saved their team fight.
Ooh, a lot of damage on the Spartan there. Kazoo thinks about making his move in. Will be put to sleep. There's your buddy Yapsor to be able to kick him out into the safety zone. That tier 3 is going down. And their first base tower will drop. And potentially their first racks here. Escape Gaming with the moments away from a potential win, but they get the toss back for Eric. Good blink though. Get him back into the comfort of his team.
Oh, they needed that. That is heartbreaking for Adfinem with the buyback on the Tiny and not being able to get a kill. Also a buyback on the Storm Spirit. Now they're really deep in the hole.
Yeah. Very deep in the hole here. 30 seconds still on this chrono. Do you think Escapes should just continue to press their advantage while they got it?
I think playing safe and waiting for an Aegis Cheese would be okay, but they can also just push with the buybacks down, and one kill on any of those scores should be GG. And Chrono's up in 15 seconds. Maybe just get the melee rack back out. It's pretty low. Spin and attack it. Then Manta and blink out, maybe. But if they wait too long, this is going to happen.
That goes in. They take out the Dazzle right away while the jump in happens from Era. Looking to slash apart. They will be able to take Skylark down before a chrono will be had. Dara, committing it with the BKB, will be blinking back out to safety, but it's Thug who does the juking and jiving here, and they end up splitting 2 apiece.
The Void's too underfarmed at this point. Not really sure why he has his Diffusal Blade in his stash, but he just got crushed and Omni Slash by the Juggernaut, so no chance of a Chronosphere from them. Still, Escape not really willing to overcommit to this melee rack.
Dug back in. Oh, he gets crushed up. That's going to not be good. Spartan is going to be there to help him out as Madar also intercepts to help a bit. But now Escape have their eyes on the prize. They're going to claim the racks here. And I got my prediction correct, so. Oh, yeah.
Wow, there were 16 smoke gang kills already. So 1 for 5 to 8.
Yeah, we're right wrong.
So now, at Finem, only 1 racks down, not the end of the world. They need to enable this Faceless Void though in the team fights. I think like maybe solo smoke him in team fights or like pre-Glimmer keep him or something like that, because he's the only one without BKB.
Misclick on the GG there, it looked like, unfortunately. So
question mark. Ooh. Yeah, you can't do that.
Didn't feel like that was going to be game, of course, so I don't think Escape were getting ahead of themselves with anything, but unbinded now. Oh, it was Escape who called good game or GG on accident? Unfortunate. Nonetheless, this game not over yet, though. It is AF who do take the first significant base damage.
It's YOLO time for Finem. Buy a gem, de-ward all the ones around your base, and go for a smoke play without Escape having vision. I think that's their best chance at this point. If they wait for the next Roach, Escape's going to take it, push with the Aegis Cheese, good game. So their window is like next 2-3 minutes is what they have to do. And how many smokes do they have? They do not have any smokes. I do not see any in their inventory. So yeah, they have to get a gem to de-ward. That's like the step 1 to getting back in this game. Or just drop sentries everywhere, which is what Spartan's doing. Guess he didn't have enough money for the gem. Neither does Bane. And Storm Spear, I guess, wants to save it for Shiva so he doesn't get blown up by Amp.
Scan out from Escape to see if maybe an approach is already coming from AF.
They can't wait though. They sit in base, they're gonna lose to Aegis Cheese. They have to make a move. As bad as it sounds, they have like maybe 10% chance of winning at Roche, but if they have to defend high ground, it's like, I guess maybe Storm can make some plays and maybe he can get a good Chronosphere and faces Void, but I think that's less probability than winning a fight at the Roche pit.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's going to be an almost instantaneous respawn too, just 9 seconds.
Yeah, unfortunate there for AF.
And
so minimal.
Escape are not going to be able to scout it out just yet, so Finem's window will be slightly longer, but they have to know that it's been 8 minutes and they will be checking Yapsor already on his way, but they're still waiting for that smoke gate coming out from Finem, but little do they know that they're all just sitting in base.
Yeah, it feels like they're like posturing up as if AF are going to be smoking that way now, and they want to see if they can pop it.
This is playing to not lose, though. Sitting in your base right now is playing to not lose. Playing for the Roche right now is playing to win. You're probably going to lose, but at least you gave yourself that, I think. Just sitting in base is just...
And you go out
almost admitting defeat.
Yeah, but it looks like they haven't shown themselves yet in a lane, so...
Tiny has.
Tiny did?
Tiny's showing a bottom.
Oh, okay.
They don't really care because he has relocate.
So that props Escape to go right into the pit. Well, Roche was there, I think. It went down so freaking fast.
Yep, this is the... I think next fight is just going to be a slaughter.
It would take
like a
serious
3-man chrono.
Yeah, 3-man chrono, a serious misstep from Escape.
Yeah, not popping BKBs on the side of Escape in order to win this fight. Like Sin getting caught, not being able to pop his shallow grave, but like all these heroes have defensive capabilities. We see the Yules up and Blink on the Earth Spirit, the Ghost Scepter even up on the Dazzle, so like it's extremely difficult to win this next fight.
Well, I'm sure they've been in their base for a while, strategizing all possible scenarios for the approach of Escape Gaming, and hoping that it ends up in the positive for them. For Escape, one more approach, one more big team fight will punch their ticket to Seattle, at least into the wild card.
Yep, they can taste it. They're almost there.
They're so close. Cinderin, potential to be at the next TI as a player and not as a caster analysis.
That's still got to get through wild card or just beat Alliance.
Tough test ahead of him here. Era goes in, gets tossed back, long jump from Thug, a deep one to go for Cinderin now. With the BKB popped and with Madar by his side, it's still not going to be enough. Eventually they will bring down the Dazzle, and that's going to be the early head start. Meanwhile, there was a Fiend Script onto Era, but they couldn't quite get the finish there. Another deep commitment, though, as they are going to be losing the Thug, and he is out without a buyback. And here comes Escape now with Alacrity Era. They're going to be forced to glyph, otherwise this Rax will drop in the blink of an eye.
That was a nice try by Finem. They tried to kite Era, they slept them and then they gripped them, but they got interrupted by Tornado. Here they go with the last hit. Chrono.
2-man Chrono here. They try to focus instead onto the Slardar, but they're not going to be able to get it. A buyback does come out from Thug. Kezu steps back here as they look to reposition. They will be able to spot out Skylark here, and they just blow him up. Faceless Void taken out. I mean, he didn't have the Chrono to work with anymore regardless, but he will not be able to participate in any sort of event for a minute. And now they look to Madara, but a jump that comes out from Thug, looking to pinpoint Yapsor on this one, but they already take out the Wisp. Yapsor not yet to go down. They've already lost 4. It's a triple kill for Era, and it looks like just maybe Escape Gaming will be able to pull out the win here. A 5-man wipe is in order, except for that one buyback. Madara, the lone soldier, to try to pull out the defense. That's the second center X down, and that is it. Finem have been eliminated from TI6, and Escape Gaming will move on into the European Finals to face Alliance, but nonetheless, they will be going to Seattle to at least compete through the wild card.
Very good sportsmanship coming out from Finem.
Yep.
Wishing them GG well played. Even this is probably the most crushing defeat that they've suffered to date in terms of stakes on the line, and I think they just need a little bit more experience. They clearly have what it takes to be at TI, I would say. They were very close to getting there, but